So it's actually quite funny. I don't know if anyone's actually worked out the statistic but what are the chances of every day you have a day off it decides to rain? So I nearly didn't do a video this week because every time I decide to go out and do something, things change. I thought I would mash together some of the footage that I've done over this past week. Yeah, it's a bit all over the place, what with the weather changing and me going to various places and things not actually working out how I planned. So yeah, this video is a bit all over the place. I found myself this week in Retford, Doncaster. I went via Sheffield but couldn't find anywhere to park, so ended up not doing that. So my plan is to go up this weekend. This video originally was going to be a review of the Canon EOS 5, but yeah, things changed and the weather wasn't great, so rather than just cancel the whole shoot, I decided to spread it out over a number of days and do some bits and pieces. As you'll see in the following footage, I ventured up to the house again. Thankfully it was still standing, and then I went up to Doncaster. Doncaster is somewhere where I've studied, but yeah, it hasn't really changed. It's still really old and run down, but the bonus of that is I managed to find some Agfa Vista in the local Poundland. So even though the day wasn't worth going, it kind of was because I managed to pick up some film. So yeah, my little pea brain, I decided to go out and test this, as I say, the EOS 5, but I kind of forgot to talk about the camera and ended up talking about where I was. So I've decided to just basically put this video up because it's going to be my adventures with this camera, and then I'm going to go out this week hopefully and test this camera again and give my first impression. So yeah, this video is going to be a bit all over the place, but there is some images shot on this on Ilford FP4, and what I did is I actually shot it at box speed and in Photoshop just changed the levels to a bit more moody actually. So yeah, I kind of edited the photos a little bit darker this time. Over this past few weeks I've actually been feeling a little dark, I guess, depressed, down. Been thinking a lot about my ex-girlfriend, and it's actually this week something called the photography show here in the UK, which is something I went to with her last year. So it's kind of, yeah, lots of thoughts and feelings and emotions. So this week's not been brilliant, but you know, you have to do what you do, and yeah, I got out and shot this camera. So yeah, as this channel is more for me to record where I'm going, what I'm doing, my adventures, and something for me to look back on, learning progress I guess. Yeah, we can't all have good days. Some of us, you know, some days are better than others, and also I can't really shoot this camera once and pretend to know everything about it and give you and me some sound advice, because when you shoot with these things you need to be shooting with them a couple of times, and then you can give more of a valued opinion I guess. And to that extent I think that's kind of like the other thing about this. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, seeing as I don't have a TV these days. Yeah, I think I'm getting a bit fed up of like all of these 8 camera hacks and 5 tips for this and 5 things you're doing wrong. And photography is an adventure and it's a learning thing. It's like no one's doing it right or wrong. Photography sometimes is just about you getting out, having fun, taking pictures with your camera. It's not anything mystical, it's not anything groundbreaking. You know, we're not these magicians that suddenly come up with these magical pictures. It's just, sometimes it's just getting out with your camera, taking some snaps and having fun. So, good morning. As is usually the case when you have a day off, it decides to rain and be a bit dull and overcast, but hopefully that might play to my advantage because I've decided to venture out to a few places. I'm going to go up to a place called Doncaster, which is somewhere I studied at university. So I know the day's a bit dull and overcast, but I thought today I'd just go out with a bit of a project in mind, and that project is finding abandoned and derelict places. After the last video that I put up with the old house, today I'm just going to venture out to a few towns and yeah, see if I can capture some rundown buildings, because I want to do a personal project on abandoned buildings. Today I thought I would take out for the first time my Canon EOS 5 paired with the 24-105 lens, and my film of choice is I'm going to shoot both Ilford FP4 and the Fuji Acros 100. So this morning I'm starting off with the FP4 because it's 125 film with the weather still being a bit dull. First I'm going to stop off at a local charity shop. Let's get on the road. Well, back from the first adventure, it's started raining, so didn't really want to be vlogging in public at this stage anyway. So yeah, just nipped into a few charity shops, nothing about, so I went for a cheeky Greg's plastic. Alright, on the road. So I decided to stop off on the way in a place called Retford and just having a quick wander around the village. As the weather is still raining and dull, I have no idea what I'm actually going to capture, but as it's raining I thought I'd duck into Retford and go and check out the charity shops. Found myself in a churchyard again, just having a look at the gravestones and the beautiful architecture of the church. So yeah, let's have a wander around Retford. Right, so back in the car. Retford actually quite surprised me. It's bigger than I thought it was, and it's actually quite a pretty town. So what I might do is actually come back up one day with the camera and take some photographs of the old buildings. But yeah, so let's head off to Doncaster. So while I was in Doncaster, I thought I'd come and have a look at an old haunt. And this building behind me used to be my college stroke university. So yeah, someone told me it had been knocked down. Funny to see the old place still around. Right, the other bonuses, I've just been to the Poundland shop and managed to get every single Agfa Vista roll on the shelf. So I'm glad they still had it, but so I've got lots of film stock to shoot. So fortunately the old house is still standing for another week. I just hope and pray that I managed to get my large format lens before this place is pulled down, because I would absolutely love to be able to capture it on 4x5. I'm trying my best to buy a lens off somebody, but the person doesn't want to get back to me on eBay, unfortunately. But yeah, all the sheds are gone now, but the house is still standing. Today I managed to talk to somebody who was part of the family, which is really nice to get some history and learn a bit more about this place. But such a shame. But yeah, as I say, progress. And I've got a few more images on the EOS 5. Not sure if you can hear me because the traffic's quite busy on this main road, but as with all things in life, plans change, and I decided instead of going up to Sheffield, I'd come to this place, which is an old manor house that's been abandoned in a place called Annesley. It's an absolutely beautiful place. Unfortunately, a lot of it is fenced off, so you can't actually get to it, but I don't know what this bit used to be. This looks like probably a bit of a courtyard or something. But it's an absolutely fantastic place. And then the main part of the house is this bit here, which I'm not 100% sure of the history, but it's an absolutely beautiful place, and you can see it better from the this part of the road. If you look this way to the property, you can see some amazing, well, the frontage looks amazing. But yeah, no idea why it's all abandoned, but it looks a beautiful place, so we're gonna have a wander. Again, things change, so what I was originally going to do was shoot with Ilford FP4 and Fuji Acros 100, but what I'm going to do is just finish the roll in here in the EOS 5, which is the FP4. I'm going to develop it and then put a little video together talking about my experiences with this camera for the first time. And then, because the weather's not been absolutely amazing, and also it's Mother's Day, so I'm going to spend some time with my mum. Yeah, we're going to venture out again. I'm going to go to Sheffield to some abandoned buildings, some rundown places, and then do a test with the two films. So for now, I'm just going to, I hope the wind noise isn't too bad, by the way. So for now, I'm just going to shoot with the EOS 5, just around here, finish off the film. I actually, as you saw, I went back to the old house because that's about to be pulled down anytime soon. So yeah, I'm just going to have a wander around this place, the old church, the ruins, and yeah, we're on number 27 of a 36 roll. And we'll get back to the house, spend some time with my mum. But yeah, this place is amazing. I'd love to come back and be able to explore it properly. This used to be the old church, and apparently they were the stables, and that was the old hall. This is another place that I really need to come to when the weather's better, because I don't think this one's going to be pulled down. Well, hopefully not, but yeah, this is another site that's absolutely amazing. Yeah, this would have been absolutely beautiful to be a family home. Stables here, church in the ground, and then this kind of rolling countryside views from the manor house. Like I say, it's all gated off. I wish I could actually get down to it. It'd be nice to actually walk around the front of the manor house. Yeah, so even though this video is a bit all over the place, I decided to put it up because it shows that you kind of have to roll with the punches in this profession, or this thing called photography. Not always things go according to plan, and yeah, you have to make the best of any situation, I guess. So sometimes we go out with the best intentions in the world to capture a certain specific thing, and it doesn't always work out that way. So yeah, you kind of have to roll with the punches, and hopefully that's what this video is. It's just me having to change direction and change what I'm doing, but still hopefully making the best of it and getting some images out of it, again shooting some film, and generally just getting out there and practicing. So yeah, this video is just about me getting out with my camera and exploring a new project that I've decided to do, which is about abandoned, and that is abandoned places, abandoned feelings, just really around the world abandoned. So that's going to be an ongoing project, which might end up in a zine or a book or something, but at the moment no idea where it's going. It's just going to be something that's ongoing. So yeah, sorry for this episode to be a bit all over the place, but I'll get out hopefully this weekend and do a more of a in-depth review on this camera now that I've actually shot it. And yeah, see you soon.